Good evening, everyone. Today is Tuesday, February 7th, 2021. Welcome to the DJ Dani Show on HamiltonRadio.net stream HR2. Today we are on HR1 for anyone tuning in audio-wise. We are also streaming live on Hamilton Radio's Facebook page, DJ Dani Show's Facebook page, and I believe Hamilton Radio Family's Facebook page as well. I am so honored and thankful for my guests to give me so much time that she had not available tonight for having Romi Dams here. And a lot of people, I just have to say, you just see her face and you need to know that she's from Disney Channel. I mean, immediately. Just getting to know her and talking to her, you're going to be like, oh, I know exactly who this is. So I am excited to announce that the character of Tracy Von Horn, Romi Dames, is here, and she is also known to be an amazing voiceover for a lot of other games that gamers have been playing, such known as Cyberpunk 2077. I believe I got the number right. Okay. And I'm just thankful you are here. So hello.
Hi, I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
And it is honestly my pleasure. I think you are an amazing actress. It's amazing as the point where you can turn off, there's certain types of voices that you need and the different types of description that you talk. And I think that's amazing as an actress because that takes a lot of work.
Thank you. I'm going to be talking like this the whole time just so anyone tuning in knows who I am. Just kidding.
That's fine. Oh, okay. I thought you were. That takes a lot of credit. Yeah, so Romi, I want to just get a little bit started before getting into like any acting wise, because with acting, a lot of voiceovers can come. So was it acting you were interested in first, or did voiceovers become like, which one was it first?
For me, it was just regular acting first.
Yeah.
My first thing I was ever in, like acting wise, was a community theater production of Annie. Oh. And I played Molly. So
because you have the brown hair. That's perfect. Well,
yeah.
You had it back then, right? That color, right?
Oh, yeah. I've never dyed. I'm a hair virgin. My hair's always been this color.
It's very beautiful. You should keep
Thank you. You can't dye Asian hair. I mean, whatever color you dye it, it turns orange. So
it's hard to like, yeah. Like everything. Okay. So playing Annie and getting a taste of what theater was like, how was it to you? Did you feel, like shy? Did you ever feel like you were going to forget your lines? Were you a pro?
I was 9, and at 9, you don't know all those things. So I wasn't scared. I think I'm scared more as an adult than I was as a kid actor. As a kid actor, I'm like, look at me. As an adult, I was like, okay. Everyone is depending on me. The sound people, the other actors, blah, blah, blah.
Perfect.
Yeah. And it's kind of one of the reasons why I like doing voiceover. I can just have the lines right in front of me, and it's just about the acting. It's not about like what's, the memorization and the costumes, which I love. But I gotta say, for my anxiety, it is a lot easier doing voiceover.
But it's also depending on like if the audience or the show that you're doing is a live audience too, right? Does that make like butterflies and nerves on top of it with acting?
No. Actually, I really liked doing the live audience part of Hannah. So on Hannah, what we did was it was like a week, 5 days, business week. So the first 3 days were rehearsal. The 4th day we would shoot some scenes, and the 5th day was live audience.
Oh, okay.
And so what the live audience would see is like if we had shot a scene the day before, they would watch that scene, and we do it in order. So they'd watch whatever scene we shot. And if, say, the second scene hadn't been shot yet, we would do that live. And that was really fun because you'd hear the reaction. Whereas when I look online at feedback, I mean, it's like Yelp reviews. Everyone's a hater. Everyone's like, I hate Tracy. I want to throw my television through my...
They just don't like the nasal part. And I'm like, are you kidding me? You guys get a lot of credit. Because some actresses, I mean, it takes a lot of time, I feel like, with different voices that you're trying to get out the perfect, what you're trying to get, basically like the perfect voice for someone to be like, oh my God, I hate that. Or they hate your character. That means you're doing amazing acting.
Right. Which I realized, but it took me a minute because the very first day I was like, oh, I'm going to see what people are saying about me. And I'm me, I'm smiley, I'm little, so most people are very nice to me just automatically.
Yes.
I noticed, like, with my husband, he's really tall, he's, like, got facial hair, and people are like, "Whoa, okay." They don't give him the same, like, warmth immediately, so I'm
Okay.
really used to that.
Yes.
So online, when everyone was so mean, I was like, "Oh, okay, okay," and then I kinda bottled it, and I went to class later that night. I was in an it wasn't class, I guess I was in an improv acting troupe, and I went, they're like, "So, how'd it go? What are people saying?" And I was like, "Everyone hates me."
Oh.
And now I think it's hilarious. I don't care at all. Water off my back. But,
I mean,
the
it takes
first
a lot.
time, it was
Yeah.
shocking.
I feel like a lot though with being an actress is you take on those roles where you're either going to get like fans or you're going to get hate. And
Right.
it's amazing if you can conquer both, like that
Totally.
if you get any hate, laugh at them. Like they made you famous.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, if I get hate, I'm like, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
There you go. And isn't that in Hannah Montana? I think that was like one of the
I don't know.
words or something that Miley said or something when she was Hannah Montana. I
It's
believe.
very Hollywood. I could totally see that being.
But no, I just think it's really amazing. And I mean, getting older, did you do more like acting? Like, were you interested in getting into like more acting when you got older? Because I know you were 9. when you
Yeah.
were
So,
in the theater.
I just knew that's what I wanted to do from then. I was like, okay, this is it. I found it. I found my passion. This is what I'm going to do. And so mostly I did musical theater because that's what kids can audition for.
Of course.
And I was living on an army base, an American army base in Japan at the time. So it was like army base community theater. So like really, really small. And then I moved to Seattle when I was 12. And I just started calling theaters in the phone book. And I was like, "Hi, my name's Show-Romi. I'm 12. Can I come audition for you or something?" And so some of them were like, "Oh no, we're an AMC. That's a movie theater, honey." And so I was like, "Oh, okay." And then some of them were like, "Yeah, come on in. You need to have a thing called a monologue." I was like, "What's a monologue?"
Yeah.
And they were like, "You need like 60 seconds of an acting piece that you do by yourself." So I prepared my little piece from Alice in Wonderland, and I went in, and I got a couple of things right away. Like I did dinner theater and the Seattle Film Festival, Playwrights Festival, right away. And then I started getting paid for it when I was 12. And I was like, "Oh, I didn't even know I was getting paid. This is awesome."
Oh.
And so, yeah. And from there, I got scouted for television. I was a reporter for a while, a teen reporter on a kids news magazine show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
And
airtime, right? Where they were getting to know like what your character, what you were trying to be.
wait, I'm sorry. Excuse me?
No, I was saying like on the TV show, you were being, like the teen reporter. Was
Yeah.
it like they were kind of trying to get to know your character of like who you were going to be?
Oh, well, actually, I was actually a reporter. So like I would do interviews just like you, where I would I would do celebrity junkets. I would like whatever story they gave me, I would do it, but I wasn't like the investigative report. Not that Kids News has investigative reporters, but like I didn't write my own copy. They would just hand me the copy. So it's basically like an actor host.
Yeah.
Except for during the interviews, of course, it's just, you're riffing with the person you're talking to and
doing your information and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
I do.
Yeah.
No, I think that's really amazing. So you even got a chance though to start off with like interviewing, at a young age.
Yeah, I'm gonna brag now. I'm gonna brag.
Okay.
Hello, everybody, listen in while I brag.
Joy.
I was nominated for a regional Emmy when I was like 16 or 17 for the work I did. My husband likes to tease me. He's like, "You broke the story on Jingle Cats. They're not really singing." And actually, funny enough, the show was called Watch This, and it was in Seattle, and it was like a syndicated show. So it was, national, international, whatever.
Yeah.
I met my husband there doing that. He was a guest reporter. And we weren't together like since. I found him again like way later in life.
Oh, okay, but you got a chance to like kind of get to know him? Like,
Yeah, well, I mean, just for the day. So, like, our first meeting is on camera.
I love that. But that was that on that TV show, the same one?
Yes, that was on Watch This, which was the one where I was a reporter.
What year was that?
That I met him, or the years that I was on Watch This was like 93 to 97, and I think I must have met him in like 97.
I was just born.
Crazy.
That's amazing. Wow. So Watch This.
I'm 41. I feel like I just gotta get it out there now.
You do not look it. Are you kidding? You do not look 41. You look like you're in your 30s.
Aw, thank you.
You're very beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Character Tracy. When you were on Watch This, what do you feel like your role was to do as being an interviewer?
As a teen reporter, I guess it was mostly just to keep it sort of fun and light and get the interest of the kids who were watching. So they wanted to watch us, keep it fun, ask questions that kids would be interested in. All of it was pretty much off the cuff, other than like the voiceover that they would have us do. Like, we would record the voiceover lines for the story, and then other than that, they would just kind of like run a camera on us. And I was like professional Asian reporter teen, and everyone else is like, I'm hilarious, I'm fun. Like, they were fun, and I was like, I am very dedicated, and I'm very serious, and I'm going to.
Yes, because that's also how you were, right? You were very headstrong.
Yeah, I was like so focused.
Were you taking a lot of your role seriously as well as being the interviewer?
Oh yeah. Everything. I mean, still everything I do, I take it so seriously.
Even when people tell you have fun with it.
I mean, I take having fun very seriously. Like, I am just that person who, if you give me a task, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's, being on camera, I'm going to be on camera. Like, very, very, that's what I'm doing. If you're saying clean the sink, I'm going to clean that sink. Like, I just become very focused and obsessed with whatever it is.
That's amazing. That's an amazing skill as an actress to have.
It is. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to die of a heart attack because, but
But it's also, I mean, it's a good skill to have as an actress, but as a mother, don't let people take you advantage for it.
Oh my God. So I had no idea what I was going to be like as a mother. I was like, oh, well, as a mother, I'm probably going to be very strict, and we're going to, do things, how you're supposed to do them. But it turns out that I gave birth to a tiny tyrant, and we do everything his way. Everything. He stays up. He doesn't sleep. He stays up until like 4 a.m.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah. And I try to get him to sleep because I want to go to bed, but he's just like, he raring to go. He's like, I was born, this is my life, and I am not wasting a second of it now.
Oh.
So that's what we do.
Is there any opportunity or options that you had for him to try to get him to go to sleep earlier?
Tire him out more.
Or tire him out more?
Yeah, we actually, we take him to the golf course and we walk for miles and we have him run. He is just like, it's insane. Like, we're tired afterwards. We're like, oh my gosh, I need a nap so bad. Please go to sleep. And sometimes I'll just hold him in the bed and be like, please sleep, Mama needs a nap. And he'll stay up and he'll watch something because I'm just like, okay, fine. Watch TV. I'm just so tired that I can't have you running around. So
you're so pooped exhausted from everything. He exhausted you.
Yeah, I mean, because for a while there, like, I would try and do all the things that they say to do, turn out all the lights, black it out, just make it calm, have a routine. And then I would sit there for 3 hours trying to get the kid to nap. And finally I was like, this is wasting my life and your life. So we're done. Oh, really? Is that what you were like? You're being outed by your dad.
My cheek. I'm like, what happened?
She would not sleep at night. She was colicky. Really? Her and her sister, same way. And that's why you don't have to put me on.
Okay.
But she absolutely.
Yeah, colicky. He was too.
Parenthood. That's what it is.
Oh my gosh. Did you ever get to sleep again? Because I'm so tired.
No.
Did you get anything serious?
The only advice that I can have, like I said, is try to tire her out, tire him out. But
Yeah.
The ghost. You got to come more in, Dad.
that's okay. It's
She can't see you.
it's
Come
more
in,
like,
come in. It's a family conversation.
I didn't want to invade.
No, it's
but
fine. You're good.
it is. It's a parenthood thing. It's just that you learn to deal with it. And you
Yeah.
just sleep around it. I mean, my wife slept more, during the day, and then I took over at night, and then I let her sleep, and it's just like shift work.
Yeah. Tag team. Yeah.
And I mean, really, there's no secret sauce or anything to it. It's just that,
Don't tell her that. She needs help.
No, I know.
Give me
I
the secret sauce, man.
Aw.
I'm just telling you the truth. That
No, I know. Because I tried. People give me advice, and I'm like, I will try that
Warm
until
milk?
it doesn't work.
Did you try warm milk?
chamomile tea.
Warm milk, yeah. I mean, he drinks a bottle. It's the only way he can go to sleep. Chamomile tea, he loves.
I love it. Yes.
But no, nothing makes him sleepy other than just like his biological clock. So I'm trying to.
How old is he?
He is now. He just turned 2.
All right, well, he's still young.
So he is a toddler.
But at least he's not colicky anymore. So I'm just really grateful for that.
Yeah.
For anyone out there who doesn't know, colicky means they scream a lot. And you ask them, what does that mean? What is colicky? And no one can give you a straight answer. They're just like, well, they're colicky. They're going to scream a lot. Oh, okay. Is there anything I can do about it? No.
Amazing thing that you should definitely think about future-wise just for yourself. Because you're a new mother.
Mm-hmm.
You should have a blog for other people that are becoming mothers, an idea or people can tune in and be a part of it.
Totally. Yeah. I mean,
information, I'm sure.
Yeah, totally. When people were trying to give me the books and stuff, and I was like, no spoilers, no spoilers. I don't want to know what it's like to have a baby.
Now you can't wait for the books to come back.
Oh man. I don't have like a second now. I probably should have read them while I was pregnant because I had a lot of time back then.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, you have it now. You have a second. You have an hour. So, but that's
okay. You don't mind? Your audience won't mind if I just read a parenting book real quick.
Maybe you could read us a little paragraph, depending on what you really love.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. We'll do that.
Audience. But no, I think it's amazing. Wow. So being a mother and like an actress, like everything.
Your dad is like slowly scooting off camera. We won't make you stay on if you don't want to. It's just hilarious because it's like this.
I don't want to take away from her. She's the star.
I totally get it. It's just funny because it's like
so you guys,
she is. She's.
Wait, what?
I love her. Oh, you're so much fun. It's
There's this show on ESPN. It's I can't remember his Dan Lebitard. His dad, I think it's like Cuban or something. And he referenced his dad so much they gave him and his dad a show, and it's really cute. They like talk about sports and like it's adorable. If you ever get a chance, worth watching just an episode.
What is it called?
The Lebitard Show?
The Lebitard?
Maybe. I don't know. It's Dan Lebitard and his dad, but I don't know. I can't remember what the show itself is called.
Oh, okay. Well, that's something that we could watch. I love watching stuff with my dad. Like just
it's really cute.
Got some shout outs.
Oh, we have some shout outs. Who?
I don't know.
Who's the
I don't know. You just knocked it over.
There's nothing there. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Shout-outs, but I am
right there. There's a shout out right there.
Rose
Cold music.
And Jeff Gunther.
Yeah.
They're tuning in.
Just leave it there.
Okay. So what we're gonna do is basically this time now where just everybody's tuning in and getting an idea of who you are. I think it's best if we get closer to where you started getting your acting and everything.
Sure.
Did you go to school for acting?
Did what? I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, did you go to school for acting as well?
I did. So when everyone else went to college, I went to New York and I did the waiting tables route. And then I went to a Meisner technique school, which Bill Esper, for anyone out there who might know, it's the Bill Esper School of Acting.
Oh, okay.
So I went there for 2 years, and I mean, I've always taken classes and stuff. It's nothing you need a degree in.
No,
Anyone
it is.
considering college, don't go get a degree in acting. That is waste of time and money.
That's true. And the sad part about that is, though, if they did and they really, really want to do it and they fail at some of their auditions, that's worse.
Yeah. Well, you know what? On the bright side for those people listening who might have college degrees, and that you can always teach, and that is so much better than waiting tables. That is a huge plus, because everyone has to have a side job. You can't just be an actor unless you are one of the people's names that you recognize. Just,
Well, speaking of that, with teaching, have you ever gotten into like teaching for acting?
I have. Yeah. I used to. Well, for a while I volunteered at different schools, and I would go in and do like the career day, like Beverly Hills High School and a bunch of different places all over. When I lived in Northern California, I went into the schools there. And then I did do some private teaching for a while, but I am so not a fan of marketing. I'm just really bad at it. It's not even that I'm not a fan. It's just, it's so hard for me that it's like, if no one knows you're having classes, no one's coming to your classes.
Well,
and
if you bring it up again, or if it's something that you want in your future, let me know and I can help you.
Cool. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and I definitely am great at social media, the best that I can be.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm sure you are.
Thank you. So, I was going to say with that though, because one of your good friends and co-stars, Cody Lindley, when I had him on my show, he has his own acting course.
Right.
So you can reach out to him to see if you can help or be a part of that. I'm sure he would love you.
Hey, Cody. No, I'm my hands are full. So I feel like, according to your dad, it's going to be like 20 years at least until I'm free.
I said when he's a teen or a preteen.
Yeah, probably.
But then you're going to be upset because you don't want him to date. See? You don't want to think about that though. You don't want him
You're
to
never done.
You know,
as a parent,
he came out of the womb and he was flirting with the nurses like on day one. I was shocked. I was like, oh, I guess this starts early. He's such a boy. Like, I didn't know it started that soon. Like, I thought it was like a cultural thing. Like, you grow up, you watch guys, and you're like, oh, hey, I'm a dude, so I'm gonna start acting like a dude. He started acting like a guy, like, instantly. It was fascinating to watch.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah, he is a dude, and I'm like such a girly girl. I was like, oh, I actually would have been one of those great parents for like a gay kid. Like, I know that world. Little dude, you are gonna have to plow your own road. You watch dad, you guys watch Star Wars and Batman and all that, and I will just tag along best I can. I know a lot about Star Wars now, though, like a lot.
I need to you have to teach me a lot because my boyfriend loves that show, and
the
movies or Mandalorian or Yoda.
Yeah, when you have to and you're just like ensconced in it, you really learn a lot. Because my son, he can't speak much yet. He's 2, but he'll just point to every character and expects me to tell him who it is, and it doesn't matter if it's just like a little background. Oh, hey Will.
See, there you go. That's how we do with the comments.
Got it. Perfect. Oh, and hello, Ashley. It says, Ashley, hey.
And I was going to say with that, though, do you think that, well, I would hope with your husband, the genes came from for your son, like the flirtatious?
You mean who's the flirty one? Me or him?
Yeah. Like, where did it come from for your son?
I'm the flirty one. For sure. I mean,
hopefully gave it to your son.
You can see that she is definitely.
Yeah, my husband's like a homebody. He's like, nobody talk to me. He barely has a Facebook. The only reason he has a Facebook page is I create it for him. And then people started like talking to him, and I felt bad because he wasn't responding. So I was like, this is his wife. If he was ever on Facebook, this is what he'd probably say.
And I'm sure like you would, tell him and everything, or you guys get like feedback.
Oh, yeah, totally. It's not like I was pretending to be him. I was just letting them know. He doesn't even know his picture is like a cartoon picture. It's not even him. He's off the grid. So my
Aw.
son in that way takes after me, but it's fascinating because he was that way right away. It's not from watching me. It's just instantly he was a people person. So it's this fun like anthropological study I'm doing just by watching him. I'm like, oh, this is what the cave people must have been like.
I love that, but I think it's also pretty amazing, like getting into motherhood and everything with your son, that you have your son off of social media. I mean, you post your son, but like he doesn't have any social media because he's very young, and I'm
You know,
thankful.
I haven't talked to him about it. There's a very good chance that his grandma gave him a cell phone and he's like, Mama, click, 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 click.
Oh, well, who's he calling? Winnie the Pooh? I mean, like,
No, he likes to call. Well, whenever he pretends to make a phone call, he's always calling someone to do with Batman. And he's usually talking to the commissioner. He goes, Mish, Mish. It's so cute. And then he goes,
that's so good.
Batman, Batman, Mish.
Oh, that is so adorable. Shout out to DJ Friction from 102 DLG. He's tuning in. Louis C. Dano, one of our good friends, sister stations with the Hamilton Radio as well. He's tuning in to speak to you.
Hi.
I think it's pretty amazing everything that you've done. Like, it really is, just from the start. I'm glad that you got into acting, theater when you were younger.
I agree. I'm awesome.
You definitely are. We're going to get to Tracy in 1 second because I have to hear all about that amazing life and behind the scenes, because there's got to be juice behind the scenes. And I already know.
There's always juice behind the scenes.
Exactly. So, just with theater and everything, did you ever have like an agent or a publicist or a manager that helped you book roles? Like,
oh yes. So you pretty much can't do anything that you see on television without having an agent.
Okay.
Unless it's like reality TV or whatever. But if it's something you're seeing on primetime on one of the networks, you have an agent. So yes, when I was doing a show in Seattle, I got scouted by an agent, and yeah, from then on, I just wherever I was, I would get myself another agent. Like when I moved to New York, I had an agent there. Then I moved to LA, and I have an agent here. And well, I mean, I'm in Las Vegas right now, but that doesn't count because I'm just hiding from the pandemic.
No, you're good.
I'm not getting an agent in Las Vegas. That's like 4 hours away from LA.
Well, I was going to say regarding, other people that are just trying to get not even like on TV or just out there for acting. How would you recommend them getting an agent? Like, how did you do your research wise? Or how did you know
Who can you
that
trust?
who could you trust? Like, how did you know that it was real?
Got it. Okay. So, if you have an agent, you do not pay your agent anything unless you book work. And then you pay them like 10 to 20%, depending if it's union or not union. If it's union, you're going to pay them 10%. If you're non-union, you're going to pay them probably 20. But I think a lot of people get sucked into scams where, they're like, oh, you're so cute. Why don't you come be on this like a part of this agency? You're going to take these acting classes from this agent. Bing, red flag. You're going to get, photos done by this specific photographer. So you'll pay the agency and then we'll get you the photos. Bing, red flag. Anytime you SAG franchised agents, or even if they're not SAG franchised, if they're legit, they don't want money from you unless you book something. That's what to look for.
That's very important to know, especially for everyone that's tuning in. Because I know with my sister years ago, she performed. I won't mention the company, but she performed in front of a company that took money from us to get to where she was trying to be.
And if it's just classes, that's fine. But if they're your agent, not okay.
I think it was more than classes.
I can talk a little bit about it. I'm not going to talk about the company, but I will say that
we're going to get to Hannah Montana when she's done.
They did a special thing in California. We went and we flew out there, and she saw about maybe 1,000 agents over a weekend. And she was singing, acting, dancing, just doing it all. It was voiceovers and everything.
Yeah.
And what happened was the people that got booked the most, were the people that were taking the acting classes. They're the ones that get the callbacks, even though they liked the other people. Their reasoning was they didn't like you because you didn't fit the part. I get that.
Right.
But some of the moms that I talked to, they said, oh, we just spent $10,000 on acting classes or this, and they had to give them a call back to keep them going. So it's like feeding the from them.
And so some of those things are legit, but then like you're saying, there's a gray area even in that. So like, okay, I guess I won't say it either, but there's a 4-letter. No, I don't want to. So like there's a 4-letter, it's not a word, it's a 4-letter acronym that maybe you're talking about, the blank, 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 where they have one in New York, they have one in LA. And technically it is legit because technically they are introducing you to agents. What they do is they give the agents like a free week in New York or a free week in LA, and they put them up and say, please come and watch all the talent, and whoever you want to call back, you can call back. But yeah, if there are ringers where they have to call certain people back, that's where you start getting into sort of a gray area. But yeah, but I do know people who have gotten agents from that. So, so that is actually, you didn't waste your money. Where I would caution someone is when they say, we are an agency. Like I don't know if we're talking about the same person, but the group I'm thinking of says we will introduce you to agents. So
you have to watch how they word it. Yes, legal.
Yeah,
so like them. Well, I'm gonna tell you who it is. It's okay.
And I'm gonna make no facial reaction to tell you if this is the same one.
Watch it be.
But here's the thing: they have
so many agencies.
Studios all over the country, all over the world. So
got it. So this is like a John Roberts Powers type thing, maybe type thing. Yeah, like Barbizon Models used to be one.
You just said it.
No, yeah. So I am not familiar with them because this wasn't what I was talking about. But I've heard a lot about it. So if they say they're an agency, which I'm not sure because I just don't know them that well. If they say they're an agency, no good. They are not an agency. If they're not legit. If they're asking for your money up front. If they're paying,
and
if you're
a lot of money too. And that's
and I hate that because that is taking the dreams of these people and they're scamming. I mean, I don't know about John Roberts Powers specific, so I don't want to get sued by John Roberts Powers because I don't know about them.
I don't either. I mean, this is a case by case situation.
No.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if more people experience the issues that we had, and other parents that I've talked to that they had, then it's obviously not just a one party issue.
No, it's a thing. I know people who have gotten scammed.
For other parents and other kids that have the desires and they have the motivation to do certain things and they can't do it because their parents are afraid of situations like that. And there are parents that are just so go-getter and like, oh yeah, let's do this.
Right, because there's always the one success story from it. But
they use the big success stories. They use that as to push agencies, and that's what they do. And I'm not saying it's wrong or it's good, but that's what they do.
Or the celebrities that learned or came from there.
Right. And there definitely are people who legitimately come from there, but you can do it without paying someone. I mean, you have to pay for acting classes, of course, but you shouldn't be paying your agent for acting classes. They're really taking advantage of
it's a great
people with dreams because you don't know better. You don't know. You're not shopping around, which you should absolutely do. Ask other actors, hey, where do you take classes? Hey, what kind of classes do you take? Like I always tell people, take improv classes, take comedy improv classes. Because if you can do that, you can do everything.
I don't think I've ever done comedy. I only did Zip Zap Zap. And like
Zip Zap Zap. Yeah, no, that's something that they would do in as a warm up.
And I learned how to do monologues and everything when I was younger too. I think that was like the coherent thing learning when I was little.
Yeah.
Preteen. That was something that I wanted to get involved
persistence in. Is the key though, right?
I love acting.
Absolutely. Because you're going to hear, I don't know what the percentage actually is, but I feel like they say you hear 99 no's and then you hear one yes. And it is really true when you're starting out. And then later, as things progress, it's a little easier because then it's a network of friends. Like, who are you going to hire? Your friend or someone else that you've never worked with? Of course, you're going to hire someone you know.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, and it's not even like it's a nepotism thing exactly, but it's just, hey, I've worked with this person. I know I can count on them. That's who I'm hiring. So it does become a little easier. It's not always the 99 to 1.
Well, you're right. And also for local plays and stuff like that, we go through the same thing with the plays because the people that have already been in a play
right.
automatically they get the nod for the next play when they don't give a chance for somebody else.
Of course. And that's why I think it's cool doing the things that like you're doing. Creating your own content is absolutely the way to go. Like that, totally you're getting out there. Why do you need someone else to put you on when you can put yourself on? Do what you want to do. Create what you want to create. And garnering your own following, that's what other people are trying to do and want to hire you for a piece of that. So you're actually just doing it. That's better.
Does she know?
Seriously.
She doesn't know about the Roku channel.
You tell her.
In 1 minute.
Oh, you tell her.
We're going to get a little bit. Everybody wants to know more about Hannah Montana now.
I want to hear about the Roku channel. Tell me about the Roku channel.
Okay. So we recently established a Roku channel on Roku TV network.
Sure, I have Roku.
See, there you go.
There you go. Okay, perfect. So you can get our channel, Hamilton Radio. Is it too or just Hamilton Radio?
HR TV.
Okay, there you go.
To make it simple, HR TV network. Simple.
And the channel basically has all variety of shows. So I know my show is up there, and after tonight, this interview will be on the channel.
It'll be up there probably.
You can watch it with your kids.
I'm gonna be on TV
again.
See, it's so great to create your own content. Like over at CBS, I know I was talking to the casting people over there, and they actually have an intern whose job it is to be on all the social media apps and stuff to scout for people who have their own content, because that's what they're interested in. They're interested in who has a following. It really matters to sponsors, and sponsors are who matter to the networks because that's why they're creating content. They don't care about the content. They care about, the money. Exactly. So you want to be able to bring the money.
That's definitely what we're trying to do. But with the Roku channel, we have all different other shows that we have on the radio station as well.
That's awesome.
Variety of what other
channels? We have health and nutrition. I'm still building the channels and stuff like that, but it's
recently just got
it's going to be a little bit of everything.
That's awesome.
Animation and documentaries and stuff like that, because people don't want to see just the same movies over and over again. They don't want to see the same TV shows, but they're looking for new content. They want
content, especially during a pandemic.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I say it's all about the money, but the truth is, for me, it is all about the art. So I know it's about the money as far as what networks want. And as far as artists go, of course it's about the art. It's what your heart wants to put out there, because creating content is fun. Getting your mind out into the world.
Yes. Or more of the exposure that you're in as well. Especially with the Roku channel. I mean, I think that's pretty amazing. I mean, like I said, this interview will definitely be up on there. We can probably try to get the Animaniacs.
There
you go.
We're Animaniacs. It was a show that was on in the 90s, and they just rebooted it. And I don't have a big part on it. This is just I did a few lines here and there.
So what do you feel about reboots? I asked Loretta Swit last night. We talked to her on the Jimmy Deal show. Him and I do a show there. And Loretta Swit from MASH said that she doesn't believe in reboots, because usually when the show dies, it's done. I think some of the reboots are good. It depends on the characters.
Yeah, I think it's a case by case entirely. Some of the things that I really love Animaniacs, and they just with their reboot is pretty much just the same. They brought back the same voice actors, it's the same characters. So that's really cool. It's just a continuation, because now they have funding to do it again, and the interest is there with things not being just networks. It's with all these apps and stuff. And then some are just why did you redo this? Is it just the name, and other people know the name, so they'll click it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but there's some that I'm excited for that are coming out, like Nickelodeon wise, like iCarly and some of the others.
iCarly's coming back?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Is it Apple TV? Well, somebody comment what network it's coming in. I know my boyfriend's tuning in, so he'll probably put that in. But as soon as we get that information,
that's cool. Yeah, I think reboots are fun for the fans. Like, I mean, there's things I would definitely watch. Like, if they brought back Firefly, I would totally watch it because I'd be excited. And then when 90210 came back, I was like, oh, this is a drudge. But then I went back and watched the old ones, and I realized maybe it's just that it's out of sync with time. Like now we're used to like these fast cuts and everything goes quickly and the stories change so fast. And so I was watching the old one and I was like, oh, this held my attention. But of course it did. It was the time period, you know. That's the style of show. Like you watch Cheers and you watch Frasier and
yeah, you're talking about the one with Tori Spelling. I'm sorry, I thought you meant the reboot, like with the whole new cast.
Oh yeah, I was talking about the reboot. That was so boring. So boring. But then the old one too.
Yeah, I was talking about the one previous from that. And
CBS All Access.
Thank you, babe.
Oh, and hi, Will.
Oh, you just say, yeah, he's got a question for you. Can you answer that real quick and then get to
Romy, I wrote and published my first book last year. Oh, congratulations. That's wonderful. Are you ever going to do your second? I did do my second, and then I took them both off because I self-published, and I would probably do another one someday, but I don't know. We'll see.
What were your books about? Or what like what was it?
They were sexy little books.
That's why she took them off. Okay.
Yeah, I took them off because I was like, I don't want to be an unsuccessful romance writer. If you're going to be a romance writer, you want to like rake in the bucks. That's why you're being a romance writer. But actually, you know what? I had a lot of fun doing it. It was so I broke it down by a lot of different little stories, and I kind of like chose the genres that I used to like to read. Like I used to love reading Sweet Valley High. I used to love reading Flowers in the Attic. And so I did little stories that were in that style. I had like a little Mad Men style romance. I had kind of like a 60s golden age of Hollywood style romance. So they were all within the genres. And I feel like if I had gotten the right readers, it could have done really well. But it's also hard to explain to people, this is also kind of tongue-in-cheek and funny. So when you're reading it, you should know that it's tongue-in-cheek. I don't know. We'll see. Someday when people get me, they might be able to read it and be like, oh, I get it. But otherwise, it was just sexy. They were sexy little tales.
But where did you have them? Were they like on Amazon and stuff?
Yes, they were on Amazon.
Okay. So I'll ask you off air because my sister.
Oh, no, they're gone. I took them off.
Oh, you don't even have the books on there anymore?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Go to the Hannah Montana questions.
All right.
So now that we're done talking about your romance novel, how was
your
the kid show?
Novel, not mine. It was your romance novel.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm being you. It was my impression not very good.
No, I'm sorry. I flipped it. I got confused. I thought you were redoing what I said.
No. Now I don't even know where we are. Let's start over. Go ahead.
It's okay. So I wanted to get a little bit involved with your agency, who you were with. Did they help you book Hannah Montana, or how did that audition process go?
Yes. So for most things, the audition process is the same. What they do is the TV show will put out what's called a breakdown, and it's each character's name followed by a short little like 2-line description. Like for Tracy, it said Tracy Van Horn, 16, snobby, super snobby socialite, something like that. It was very short. It was just like Hannah's snobby friend. And then from there, after the casting director puts out the breakdown, what happens is the agents get the breakdowns. They submit your photo because your photo's on their website. They submit your photo and say, hey, how about this person for the role? How about these 4 people for the role? Or do you like any of my actors here? And then the casting director says, yeah, well, I like that one. And then they give you an audition time. Other things agents can do is call up the casting director if they have a relationship and pitch them and say, you need to see Romy because she is going to make this role because she is this role, whatever it is.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Definitely.
So I went in. It didn't say anything about. Oh, someone's asking who I auditioned for. I auditioned for the role of Tracy, or do you mean the casting director? Was Carol Goldwasser and Howard Meltzer. Great people. So I auditioned, and because I was in a comedy improv troupe or a sketch comedy group at the time, I was doing a lot of characters. Like I did a Jennifer Tilly. People always say, "Hey, is your
Yes.
You look
Yeah.
super.
Yeah.
So I used to get told all the time, "Hey, you look like Jennifer Tilly."
So I started doing a Jennifer Tilly voice
Oh,
where
wow.
I would talk like this. And, so it kind of developed from there where I thought it was really fun to
Yeah.
have a different voice.
And so Tracy kind of evolved from that. I was like super snobby. You know what? I'm just gonna have fun. It doesn't say anything about a voice.
But I'm going to go in and I'm going to be this sort of snobby. And
My
my thoughts were I was like Joan Collins from Dynasty and also maybe a little sprinkling of Eartha Kitt.
but
Oh boy.
the other person that I get all the time is Moaning Myrtle.
Yes.
So if you take Tracy,
Well, okay, now and I'm all somewhere.
so pretty much if you go into an English accent while talking like this, then you're moaning Myrtle. So,
But I'm not Moaning Myrtle. It's just people always think because
Moaning Myrtle. Yes. My dad needed an idea of who that was. He forgot.
oh, do you know now? Was that good?
Yeah.
I don't
No,
really
it
do
is.
Moaning Myrtle
She's,
often.
she's known to be in the bathroom. Was it the second movie? Or something?
Harry. Oh, well, she's looking at something in the water.
There you go. Voiceovers.
Wow, I love
You're selling my
Oh my
father.
God.
So yeah, I like doing characters with like big voices because she's saying, "Can you do Just Wear Purple?"
Mauve. Mauve. Purple. Just wear purple.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I just like doing voices because I feel like me is just so it's not like I would call myself bland, but I'm just, like anyone could be me. Like you could be me. Someone else could come in and be me. I'm interchangeable with a lot of different generally happy people. Like if they're my height, they're my eye color, ethnicity. There's like a billion of me. I want to go in and be someone else.
And I think it's amazing though that you had that idea to change up what you wanted Tracy to be.
Yeah, and then it was great because I booked the part and it was just a really small role at the time and it was just meant to be for one episode. But while I was there, the writers just were inspired because they were like, "Oh, fun. We didn't realize she had a voice. Now we have to explain why she has a voice."
So it became a nasal condition.
Yeah.
And then so they wrote more and more and it was just so much fun because they then had this new perception of the character, and so they wrote so much more for me, and it was just like actor's dream. I was thrilled.
Because you kept getting more and more lines versus
Yeah, and then at the end they were like, "Hey, so we're gonna have you back for more episodes," and I was like, "Oh, thanks!" But I mean, it's so Hollywood. Everyone always tells you they're gonna have you back, and then they never do. Yeah, so I was like, "Oh, well, it's a thought that counts. So thank you." So every time they brought me back in, I was like, "Oh, you really brought me back in." Like, I knew you wanted to maybe, but I didn't think you would.
Because that's how sometimes it goes.
Yeah,
right?
and it's not even like a mean thing or like a false thing. It's just, I would like to have you back whether or not it happens.
So, a little bit into your character for Tracy, how would you say you both, like, do you have any info, like, are you symmetrical? Are you anything alike?
Well,
You don't have a nasal condition.
I don't have a nasal condition at the moment.
That's true.
Some of the ways that I guess there's always a little piece of you in every character that you play. So yes, there is a part of me.
There is that super snobby Yelp reviewer in my head that just thinks everything is dumb and everyone is, stupid and whether,
that person. So when you're like there is there's all these different aspects of you. And that is would say a very small aspect of me, but I still have those thoughts, even though I try to squelch them down because I don't like mean thoughts. But you're always gonna have every human is a human. So that's the part of me I bring out for Tracy, and I have a lot of fun doing that.
I think it's very interesting depending on all the roles that you played, like on Tracy, who you got to interact with. I mean, were there any behind the scenes who you were like really close with? Like, were you close with Cody? I know you were in a few episodes with
no, I wouldn't say I was really close with anyone, but Jason and I keep in touch. I absolutely adore Jason. And I went to his wedding, and so it's like, gosh, I don't have close friends anymore. As an adult, it's my husband and my family, and that's just who I see.
Yep.
Yeah, and I always thought when I was younger, I was like, oh, how sad. Like,
I was gonna say Jason did get married. I know he was posting about it, but I didn't know
he got married, and his wife is absolutely lovely. She's on Instagram too. Her name is Katie Dreisten. She's super sweet, super cool. And I adore Jason. And I ran into Emily afterwards at a karaoke bar. I got up on stage to sing, and I hear Romy, and I was like, oh my God, it's Emily. Oh God, please don't listen to me sing.
She's an amazing singer, so like, with you singing and Emily Osmond is an amazing singer.
Oh yeah, and of course what I did went horribly, and I was like, while I'm singing, no, it did. And while I was singing, I was like, oh my God, this is not how I pictured running into you again. Please still look up to me because I am your senior. It was so cute. Like Miley and Emily, they were 13 and I was 27. They would like follow me around doing my voice, and it was so, they were cute, adorable.
That's so cute. Like just an idea of like everything.
Yeah.
But I think it was fun. I mean, as you could tell with being on Hannah Montana, it definitely felt like a lot of family, even if it was written in the script or the way you guys all portrayed it.
Oh yeah, I loved everyone. Everyone there was so nice, and everyone there was so happy to be there, because it's like, it was just a very okay, I shouldn't say everyone was happy. I'm sure some people were disgruntled, but all I saw were people's like, well-behaved faces. Like, oh my God, it was so cute. Like Billy Ray, one of the episodes I did, he was like, oh darling, I haven't seen you in forever. Why don't you come sit on the front porch and we'll sit on the swing and we'll talk. So we went onto the set and we're just like sitting on the swing, and he's like talking to me like, how are things going? And it's just
up with you.
Total sweetheart. Yeah, so it was a family vibe. Everyone had their families on set, because a lot of people were minors, so they had parents on set.
They finished school, right? Was anyone doing school?
Yes, you have to do school. One of my best friends, who is also a voice on Winx Club, her daughter just did the Jimmy Kimmel show last night, and it was a voiceover, just when they do the kids speaking for celebrities. So she was doing like, she's 5 years old, and she recorded over Zoom, and it was only like 15 minutes that they recorded, and they had a set teacher. The set teacher didn't do anything. It's just required by law. You have to have a set teacher. Isn't that funny?
Oh, that's so cute.
I know.
Adorable. Did that premiere yesterday?
She was on last night's episode of Jimmy Kimmel. So everyone, if you're watching, you got to watch Jimmy Kimmel's segment about The Bachelorette, because she did such a good job. I was so proud.
So adorable. I love that you have like connections throughout all the industry and everything, or your friends.
Oh yeah, it's like, show friends. Whenever you do a show, you're like, that's my friend, and then you keep some, and some, it's not like you're not friends anymore. You just don't see them. So
and you rekindle after you see
them. Totally.
What would you say are some of your favorite, like one of your favorite episodes, or some of the lines that Tracy would say?
Well, the one everyone remembers is Mauve. That was one of my favorites. I read that in the script before I did it, and I just died. I was like, that's amazing.
Because it was hard for everyone to understand it. So they're like, what?
Right. It's such a weird color.
Mm-hmm.
And then some Canadian television host or they did like a list, and they were like, it's actually pronounced mauve because it can be either way, but in Canada it's more like they say mauve.
Okay.
Yeah, so they were like famously mispronounced words, and so of course I ranted right back in jest. I told them I loved being brought up, so you should know it's actually mauve. Here in LA we call it mauve. I know because I had 64 Crayola crayons, and that was one of the colors. It was. I had the big box. It was only 64 when I was growing up. I think now it's like 100 and something. I didn't know there were that many colors.
Oh, was it 64 with the sharpener in the back?
Yes.
That was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
My high-tech invention when I was a little kid.
Right. I lived in Japan, so the high-tech thing was like those double-sided pencil boxes. Like you flip open both sides, and they're like, it's a secret compartment. Sanrio has tons of them.
Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, what did Linda say?
Hold on.
So she could read that one.
Are you still friends with Miley, or do you see her? I adore Miley. I've been watching her backyard sessions, and I think she's amazing. I love this new like Joan Jett, Debbie Harry look that she's doing. It's so cool. Yeah, I haven't seen her since the rap party, but yes, we're friends. I love her. She's dull. She says everything that comes to her mind, everything. And it's very refreshing because in Hollywood, everyone is very practiced in what they say. And not that either is right or wrong. It's just very fun to have someone who just like says whatever they're thinking. It's a blast. Especially because she was also a kid. So like doubly, it's fun.
But also you watched her grow up too. So I think
I did. I got to watch her and Emily grow up, and it's fascinating. And I think like while she was on Hannah Montana, I was like, yeah, she's amazing. She's doing great. She has a fabulous voice. But I realized that, whoa, she's going to be like a star when I saw her later after Hannah Montana. I think it was like on SNL or something. I can't remember. She was singing a Dolly Parton song.
Yes,
and I was like,
SNL
was it? What's that?
Might have been SNL.
Yeah, I think it was. And I was like, whoa, she just went to another level. And I was like, you go, girl. That's awesome.
Well, it's a lot too with Disney Channel. They try to break out of it the best that they can. I know when you're in Disney Channel, they keep you a certain age, what you're supposed to be doing, and the demographics you're supposed to be following. Mm-hmm. When you get older, you want to break out of it and do something else.
Yeah, and she sure did.
Same with Emily, And
yeah, totally. I watched a little bit of her show. She's such a professional, great human. Just like she is, but professionally she is like, she's kind of like where I was as a kid. Like she is like serious. She's studying her line. Like I see that's the type of actor I was. What?
Did you watch her in Young and Hungry? I didn't know what show you were talking about.
Yes, Young and Hungry. Is she on another one now? Yeah. Oh, you know what? I saw that too. She was on the Kaminsky Method. Oh, that's such a good show. Oh, so good.
Yes, she was on another show. I believe it's like 3 People. I don't know what it's called though.
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet.
Me neither. I have to message you about that.
Okay, I gotta see it.
Together, but
she's fantastic.
Young and Hungry was the best. That she honestly it was an amazing show. It definitely blew her out of Disney Channel immediately.
Yeah, she did great. I saw her after that.
But I
saw her at Jason's wedding.
Oh yeah, that's what you said. She was at Jason's wedding. Mm-hmm. But I mean, yourself, we're gonna get ready to start wrapping up soon. But sure. With being on, being a voieover for a video game, how does that work exactly? Like, what was your role when you got, I guess, hosted to be Blue Moon in Cyberpunk 2077?
So, video games are very different than every other kind of voiceover job because you don't get a script ahead of time. Okay. Because everything is super, super NDA. Shh, don't tell anybody what you're doing. We're not even going to tell you what you're doing. It was called Project Cheetah. Okay. I didn't know. So I go in, I'm doing this, and they only show, you have to be really good at cold reading because they show you the line one by one, and you just have to do it, and you just pump them out, and you're there for a couple hours, and they send you home, and then you come back and do the same thing. So my character, Blue Moon is this Japanese cyberpunk band girl. So there's 3 girls in the band. And so while her onstage persona is she is, super happy, da 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 girl. And then when she is behind the scenes, she's totally putting on that accent. Like she's Asian, but she doesn't have an accent. She's totally like fobbing it up for the camera and for her yeah. So it's a really fun, interesting character. But again, as an actor, I feel like actors don't do as much on video games. It's all about the video game people themselves who are creating the game. And the acting is pretty much just an afterthought where they come in and they're saying, okay, say this line happy. And you don't even know really who you're talking to, or it's the weirdest, most difficult acting as far as trying to give a real performance, in my opinion.
Does it affect, real quick, does it affect when you are doing the reading for it and you don't even know where it is in the video game?
Yeah, so that is the voice director's job on video games, is to tell you, okay, so this scene, you were this, and you're talking to this person, and this just happened, go. But there's so many interpretations of that. Like if I said, hey, you are at the supermarket and you're mad because someone took the last tomato, like, how mad are you? And do you know this person? Do you, like, so many questions, right? And you just have to do it, and then they give you notes and you go up or down from there. So it's really disjointed as far as acting goes. The voice director is like, cool, we got it. And I'm like, you did? Okay. I don't know. So
like it's a riot when, getting an opportunity like this is amazing and once in a lifetime deal. But do you feel like being on it also could be a riot for the people that are playing the video game? Like they understand as of what is going on, or they're just enjoying.
Oh yeah, I mean it was cool because I didn't play the game because I don't have time, but the game looks really cool, and I watched the cutscenes from it. We were on, and it's so I'm in a scene with Keanu Reeves, and I didn't know that. And I was just like, oh my God, I want to call like my 6th grade self and be like, tell all your friends that guy from Point Break, you are in a scene with him when you're older. And I was like super psyched. But as an adult, if I tell any of my friends, I'm like, well, yeah, I didn't meet him. No, I didn't even know I was in a scene with him. Yeah, I just found out by watching it. No, Keanu doesn't know me. You're right. It's not that cool. Let me call my 6th grade self. She'll appreciate it more.
Okay, I have one question for you.
Yeah.
When you did Hannah Montana, and go back a little bit, is there any favorite episodes that you have, or do you remember any like funny gags or things that they did? Because we're like family there.
Yeah. I really loved the episode Jake Ryan because it was really interesting. They wrote the episode and I was like, oh, did you guys know I just got engaged? Like in real life?
Yeah.
And they were like, no. And so they worked it around my actual wedding, like the scheduling. They were like, oh, okay, if you can't do it then, we're going to do it then. So the costume designer, she bought a dress at David's Bridal, and then she completely changed it so that it could do the thing where they're dragging me down the hall with the so it was just really cool to watch the behind the scenes stuff that all these artists who don't get noticed in Hollywood, like the scene designers and the costume designers and the prop people, like they get the script at the same time we do. And all of that comes together within a week. Like you watch an empty warehouse, other than like, the family room was always there. Rico's beach scene was always there. Mm-hmm. Every other set gets built. All the costumes get put together that week. And it's just like amazing what these people can do. So that was one of my favorites, not just to be in. I mean, they're all kind of fun to be in. I mean, they're all very fun to be in, but watching the costume designer put that together was incredible.
Was there anything behind the scenes that your character did, or anything that they like filmed on the show?
Okay, so one time it was in the diabetes episode. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but there was a scene where my character Tracy threw her sweet 16 party, and they were like,
Yes.
"Didn't you already turn 16?" And I was like, yeah. So it was like my third sweet 16 party.
Yes.
In that episode, they doused me in chocolate, and I don't know if you saw this because they cut it out of the American version, and it only aired in Europe. But I didn't know that at the time. Like, there was some big controversy about, like, everything has controversy now. So there was a controversy about, like, how diabetes was represented. I don't know what it had to do with me getting covered in chocolate, but they weren't allowed to show it anymore in America. It was super strange because I wasn't even the character. You know what? It was probably that Mitchell Musso's character wasn't allowed to eat sugar, and they wanted to let people know that you can eat sugar.
This was after the high school episode, like they were growing up more.
Was it?
They were older, yeah, because Mitchell kept going to the nurse in the episode, I believe, and they thought they were having an affair with the nurse, but he was telling the nurse that he had to have shots for his diabetes.
Right.
The whole episode just
yeah, I don't know, but yeah, exactly.
And they went to the party, and they didn't know that it was a super sweet 16.
Right, exactly.
And you had all candy and chocolate.
Yeah, like my dress was that was a cool one too. They actually made my dress out of there was a dress underneath, but they like glued all these lollipops and like gummy bears.
It reminded me of like something from Candyland.
Yeah. So then that one we had to go back a year later and do reshoots on because for American audiences. And then I found out later on, hey, it actually did air in Europe. And I was like, good, because it felt like you were punking me by just pouring chocolate. Like I was completely head to toe covered in chocolate. And they're like, yeah, we're not using that. I was like, I smelled like chocolate for a week. I couldn't open my eyes. You use that. I don't care how you use that. You use it.
Oh boy. Wow. No, I want to rewatch the episode, and I'll let you know if on Disney Plus, if they have it as you're covered in chocolate.
Yeah. I feel like they could have just thrown in a line about, some people with diabetes are allowed to eat chocolate. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know why they couldn't use the whole take.
Like after effect. Yeah, definitely. That's crazy. That really is. Oh my gosh. So sad to say we're getting very close to the end of the show. I really had so much fun talking.
Oh, I had a great time talking to you too.
I think it's amazing. You are so easy to talk, like very sociable.
Thank you.
So, and
it's because I'm desperate to talk to people I haven't seen people in a year.
Well, another thing is, I know we definitely would love to use you if we can, like when you have free time, if you'd want to do any voiceovers here for us in Hamilton Radio, we'd love to have you.
Yeah, call my agent.
You just have to give me that information.
Sure. Yeah, we can chat offline, or we can email back and forth.
Yes, or Instagram, because we're doing all three ways.
Yeah, totally.
No, but I think it's amazing. Before we get ready to end the show, can I get a sweeper from you, like a an ID tag?
Sure.
So you're gonna say your name, you can say your character, and you're gonna say you could say anything else you want to say in between that. You could say you're listening to the DJ Dani Show.
Okay.
And then the second one is you're listening to Hamilton Radio.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Hi, I played Tracy Van Horn on Hannah Montana.
My name is Show-Romi Dames, and you are listening to DJ Dani.
Next one.
Hey, I played Tracy Van Horn on Hannah Montana. My name
is Show-Romi Dames, and you are listening to Hamilton Radio.
Perfect.
It's like I do it for a living.
I know, but you're good at it too.
She really is amazing. You should get her to do one as Mona Marble.
We'll see.
Moaning Marble.
Yes. Thank you so much. I had a blast.
Totally. It was really great chatting with you guys.
I wanted to know if you can give out your social media or where people can find you.
Oh my God, I thought you were going to say social security number.
I'm not ever like that.
Yes. So I am on Instagram. It's at Romi Dames. That's it. I'm on Twitter. I'm verified on Twitter. It's at the Romi Dames. And on Facebook, I don't even look at my page. I just use my regular Facebook. It's I think it's Romi Dames. Gosh, I don't know. You know what it is. You tell people where I am. I don't know where I am. Oh, I just joined TikTok like a while back, actually, and I never use it. But I'm told that I should, so I probably will someday when it's over.
I'm gonna say something. When you have free time with your,
Uh-huh.
kid, your husband, you should start doing TikToks. Tracy Von Horn. Have people duet you either as Hannah Montana or one of the other characters, and watch yourself get viral. That's happening with a lot of people because I recently
You just said a bunch of things that are words that I know, but I don't understand them in an order. So,
So you would basically make a TikTok video.
yes.
And one of your synopsis, one of your scenes that you did as Tracy Von Horn, where somebody would say something else to you, whether it's you were speaking to Miley.
Got it. So I like leave a blank spot for someone else too.
And they duet it as Miley. That is huge right now.
Okay.
It's the biggest thing, and I would totally support you.
Okay. Tell me how to do it later because I'm going to forget all that. I know the word duet was in there, and that's about it. So it's not really computing, but it will when I'm looking at it, I'm sure.
No problem. But that would be
I will get on the TikTok. I am the mom now, so I'm going to add the in front of everything.
Whenever you
like
have
Starfire on Teen Titans.
Whenever you have free time, but that would be the best thing you can do for yourself.
Yeah.
To keep yourself also, everybody entertained and know who you are.
I like to stay relevant.
Yes. And we are so excited when we see other co-stars that were on TV shows join TikTok.
Cool. I'll do it.
Good. Yay. I'm so glad. So thank you so much, Romy. I had
Thank you.
I hope you have the rest of a great evening. I hope you have the great of a rest evening. Why did that come out backwards?
Great rest of the evening. I gotcha. I sorted it out in my head.
You never got arrested. It's okay. It's 2020.
Oh God, thank goodness.
But I think
They're
you
coming
are
for me.
an actress, a beautiful mother, and hopefully you can get your son to sleep soon.
Oh my gosh, right. Oh, please. All right. Really great talking to you guys.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Love
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye.
Have a good night, everyone. Thank you.